Hey, Brendan here from Blue Light, and today I've got a really special video for you. But for those of you who haven't watched any of my videos before, over the past 5 or 6 years I've been coaching and supporting people to achieve their dream job in the police as a constable, special, PCSO, or indeed in other roles such as direct entry. So one of the things I do to help support people, as well as my online courses, is the online course plus seminar option. So I run a one-day seminar where all we do is we practice for the role plays, talk about how to improve on the written exercise, and practice for the interview phase of the assessment centre. Now, the good thing about these seminars is every time I run one, I have a different idea, or indeed one of my clients has a new idea about how to approach the role plays. So those of you who watched my role play videos before will know that I sometimes talk about how we need to get to the point where we are role playing the role players. This is the weirdest conversation you'll never have again. You won't have any conversation like this in real life. Forget all the advice that they give you from your force about acting naturally and just being yourself. You need to be the perfect customer services officer. Role play the role players back. Now, I've gone one stage further than that because I think there's a real challenge here now, and this can score you really well. The people who've done this have scored really, really well. When I say really well, I mean scores like 66%, 68%, 69% and a 72%. Really high scores, not just because of role plays, because they've exceeded in everything at the assessment centre. But this is what they've been doing. They've been knocking the role player out of role. I mean, get that. This role player, very stuffy, 15 to 16 lines or so, talking pretty much like a robot. Whatever you think is best, is that the best you can do when it comes to the solution phase? And they've managed to knock them out. Now I'm going to give you one example of one of the 4 or 5 things that I'm going to post in the client only group on Facebook as a bonus video. But I'm just going to give you a taster of one of them. And this was a delightful moment. So one of my clients succeeded at the assessment centre, then ran a seminar to help support their group to succeed in the final interview, and indeed all of them did. But during this time, he told me about one of the role plays. Now, he behaved ethically. He didn't tell me what the role play was all about, but what he said was absolute pure gold. So one of the ideas that I've been talking about, and this would really, really push you up on openness to change and working with others, is forming an independent advisory group of the person in front of you, the role player, other representative stakeholding groups such as charities, local community groups, business owners from the West Shire Centre, and customers. So we're going to form an independent advisory group to guide and advise the West Shire Centre on any future policy changes which may affect business owners and customers. And then he went one step further and said, and I'd like you to chair that group. Apparently the role player went, "You're going to do what?" Completely went out of role, and then seconds later reverted back to, "Is that the best you can do?" So I thought that was just a beautiful moment. Yesterday I heard from another client who implemented one of the other solutions that we've discussed and developed, and apparently the role player just smiled at her and sort of shook her head. In a way, not in as a "you're going to fail" way, but as in a "oh, you so got me there, I don't even know what to say." And then about 5 seconds later she pulled herself together and just went, if that's the best you can do. So these are absolutely golden, marvellous moments, folks. These are people who are scoring really high. And it kind of just amuses me a little bit that we've taken the role-playing the role player concept one step further. We are now role-playing them out of role. So we're going to be delivering something so powerfully brilliant as a solution that's going to score incredibly well. But at the same time, it's going to knock them for 6, because they'll be hearing the same old drivel coming from a lot of candidates, from hundreds of them. And then there's going to be some of my very special, fabulous clients who are going to completely knock them off their metaphorical chair. Same thing for the interview phase. So I get my clients to understand things like Arnstein's ladder of engagement. When you start coming out with stuff like that, and concepts of organisational justice, procedural justice, legitimacy, participatory budgeting, asset-based community development, building on the strengths within communities, and giving examples, live examples of where this has worked to reduce demand. You'll be talking a language which is way, way ahead of the assessors. They'll be listening to you thinking, I need to go and look that up because I didn't know it myself. So a marvellous thing that we're doing here, folks. It is just a game. Remember, the College of Policing Assessment Centre is just a game. You just need to get good at knowing how to play it. And many of you know my thoughts on this. I think it's absolutely tragic that an assessment process to get into the police, the most honourable role in our society, but then again I'm biased, but most people would say it is one of the most honourable roles in our society, is turned into nothing more than a game. And that's why a lot of forces now add on other parts to the recruitment process. So they've got their own mini assessment centres or interviews, but in those interviews people are doing presentations and group exercises and all sorts of stuff. And rightly so. The assessment centre on its own, not enough. Really, it's not enough. And for those forces out there who are dropping the final interview because they want to make it easier for people to get in, you are saving up for yourselves a whole load of problems in the future. Because the people who are getting through the assessment centre, you've no idea what their values are like. You've no idea what their values are like. And they could be entirely the wrong type of values. Anyway, I'm going off tangent a little bit. I hope you enjoyed that little top tip. So in your solution phase, think about how you can form an independent advisory group of the person in front of you, other stakeholders and customers as a means of guiding and developing future policy at the West Shire Centre. Go on, knock them off the metaphorical chairs, folks. So if you like this and you're watching this on Facebook, please do like my page, and I'll invite you to join over 3,000 fabulous people in my secret police recruitment Facebook group. If you watch this on YouTube, please do subscribe, press that subscribe button, and every time I publish another video, one will drop into your email queue, so you'll be able to watch it and learn from it almost straight away. And if you've got any requests for any other types of videos, please do let me know in the comments box below, and I shall do my best to cover whatever subjects you mention. And I shall see you at the next one, or if I don't see you at the next video, I'll see you at one of my seminars or during one of my one-to-one coaching sessions. So here's to your success, folks, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye bye now.